Hi, everybody. How are you all? We're just past the full moon. It's the 1st of March, 2021. I am Kiki, reading as the birth of Venus. Um, so here, let's begin. I'm going to do a collective reading first, and then that will be followed by personal questions from our patrons. Let's do it. So the first deck, I'm going to use two decks today, I think. We'll see what happens. But the first deck I'm using is Carnival at the End of the World. I love this deck. It's fabulous. Trying to think of what we're doing for the collective readings. It's kind of medicine, elemental medicine for March. And I also have to say that um, there are people walking by and looking at my window right now. Oops. I have to say that basically, um, right before this, I did a breathwork meditation and was kind of given a download that the color green, focus on the color green for the collective, and also the element of water. So pay attention to those two things. Also, kind of makes sense. We're heading into March. Little sprouts coming out. Spring is around the corner. And yeah, rain. I hope there's going to be rain. That's good for the water. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go north, east, south, and west. So north is the earth element. So I'm going to pull one there. And then we have west, water, east is air, and south is fire. Okay, I'm excited to share these. And then after that point, we will pull one more card, which is ether, or the spirit channel. So I want to go through these first. So the first card we've gotten for the north, which is earth, is, can you see it? Oh, well, I'll have to take a photo. Oh, there we go. Yes. So this is the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So five is a bridge, a mediation. In the Rider-Waite deck, this card ain't so cute. It's a lot about hoarding money, greed, capitalism, colonialism, taking what's perhaps not rightfully yours. But in this deck, we have kind of a bit of a different vibe going on. And so, what I would say for us collectively for this card, five, being a bridge, being a mediator. And pentacles, we have these little pieces of bread. They're on the ground though, right? So, is it wasted? What's going on here? We have kind of this like morphed human animal trying on different hats, trying on different masks, trying on different ways of being in the world. Sometimes when you're doing that, it might feel like you're wasting precious time, precious energy, precious resources. But what I want to say is it's important to explore, to try on different ways of being, to try on different measures of life, as it were, because the life we're living now looks very different than it did before. And we're all having to adapt. So, kind of playing around, experimenting, one with your physicality, it could be exploring new job options, new places to live, new ways of living, new ways to nourish yourself, new ways to heal the body, physical body. Pentacles is material and physical body. So, creating a bridge out into uncharted territory, because that is where we are. So, the next element I pulled is for the West. For this card, I've gotten the Six of Swords. And here we have a mummy. Now, what is it a mummy of? I would say that's up to your own personal interpretation. I would also say that the Six of Swords, this card, looks perhaps a little scary or boxed in, I guess. But when I interpret six, and then we're going five and then six, right? So the Six of Swords is going to be about pleasure and joy. And that's mental stimulation combined with water. So I want to say we've all kind of been feeling like this guy, pretty trapped, confined. We've been in confined spaces for some time now. And this sword, which is air, combined with the facing west element, and I will put in a photo so you know what I'm talking about a little bit more clearly. Um, this is really combining air and water. We can think of mist. We can think of like a fresh feeling. It's also very March, right? So with this card, I would definitely say um, to combine the way that you've been intellectually stimulating yourself, your mental stimulation, and try and find new ways to merge that, just like I was talking about here. So you're trying on new hats, and that can easily be combined in with this. So you're trying on new forms, you're entering new forms of mist between your emotional life and your mental life. Um, there can be a lot of tension between the two, but you can also think of the horizon line where these beautiful mist elements happening that can create some mirage, almost illusion, but I would say run with it. I would say, and I said this in my post last night on Instagram, this is definitely a good time to dream journal. Do it. Uh, Listen to the messages. Also in the sky. Also go be near some form of horizon line if you can, or meditate on a horizon line. See what colors come up for you. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it in your body? Start connecting. So we have already three elements in place there. Then we have east. And for east, that's the air element. Surprise, surprise, we got a cups. Ace of Cups, which represents water, feelings, emotions. So these two did a flip-flop. We're in a very air water world, I guess you could say, which makes sense too. We just entered a new 250 some year era that's very air driven by the outer planets. And right now we're feeling in March the Pisces energy, the Piscean energy, and there's a newness. So I'm going to say, whew, we have gotten past some tough shit. And now we get to, the more you have let go and the more you can integrate and really focus on the feelings of self love, you're going to open up to a new way, not a new way, a new emotional feelings, new capabilities to love yourself, to love each other. This is a seed card. It's a start. It's a great card. So with this one, I would actually say it'd be great to do a ritual. Again, combining the water and the air, some steam distillation, diffuser, anything that's going to create a mist. You can get mister, some toner, Do something that's going to combine the elements of air and water for yourself. Like, I'm drink some tea. So, a newness is arising. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. We're, this is also, I think, collectively, we're rising new emotion, an opening, a newness, a new way of feeling, a new way of loving. And we're closing out this confinement and we're integrating the joy and the mental stimulation. This is a great time to review any journaling you've done in the last year, go through your emails, reread things, um, review. I know a lot of people do that on New Year's, but I think this is saying to do it now. Now, the South. We have a great, exciting card for the South, which is the fire element, which represents creation and sexuality. We have for that the Queen of Wands. Wands also represents fire. So now, March, there's a huge emphasis on getting out there and being creative. Be fucking creative. Try things you haven't done before. There's so many different things. Something that got to be on your bucket list. I enjoy scoffing at people that say that they're not creative. It's just not fucking possible. If you think you're not creative, hit me up. I will help you. I will stimulate that shit. So do something for yourself that you can give to other people that is creative. Be the queen of your creativity. That's what this is about. Or sexuality. Also a great time to masturbate, things like that. And then finally, we have the card for ether. And we have the 7 of Cups here. Okay? So this is an interesting card. It's very actionable. So taking action on your emotional state and your feelings. There are some heightened senses these days. Take note. Take note of what creates reaction for you and how you need to divest your energetics and what will work for you to help fix the energetics if you're feeling reactive towards something. What can you do for yourself? I have a long list of things you can do. So if you can't think of one, also hit me up. Go dance, breath work, meditation. There's so many tools and things you can do. So many. Okay, so that wraps up the collective reading portion. And now we are on to this second half with the patron questions. Thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers, all of our Patreon subscribers for Maha. We really appreciate your support. And I'm going to switch decks now. I'm using the Toth deck. I'm going to pull up the questions for everybody. So let's see what we have. All right. I'm going to shuffle once more. Get in there. So we have What is something I should avoid? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. So this is this way. Works, reversed. Three is accumulating, so adding on something. Two people make a baby, that's the third. That turns into a family unit. So I would say avoid adding anything else into your life. Don't do it. In fact, this card, I'm going to tell you, you should cut some shit out as much as you can. You're working too hard like a dog. Yes. Also, Mars is in Gemini, and this card is representing Mars. It's also representing Capricorn. Capricorn is daddy. Mars now is in Gemini, and there is going to be a lot of mental chatter. So I would also avoid overstimulating yourself mentally. And you know how to do that, maybe. I hope. If you don't, find a way or hit me up. Okay. Then we have the second part of your question. What's something that you should invite? All right. So you've gotten the Priestess, too. The Major Arcana. This is a big one. So it's saying invite in your intuition. Definitely don't ignore that by now. Invite in forms of feminine study. And I don't mean studying the female anatomy. I mean like really getting into your own feminine side and communing with that in a certain way. That you have an intuition that you need to connect into. She's calling you your feminine side here. And to utilize that in like a old wise woman grandmother kind of way. So steering away from the mental chatter, overwork, overstimulation, adding more to your plate, and then driving in to kind of a more calm, centered, refined, energetic. Meditate. Something. Listen to your intuition and do it that way. Don't listen to my recommendations. I want you to figure that out for yourself. Okay. What is the best way to interact with someone who lives from a place of fear and always goes to the worst case scenario? Honey, that sounds tough. Okay. So we have the world or the universe in reverse. So this is a Saturn card, and it's kind of an all-encompassing theme card. When it's in reverse, it's saying that you're taking on too much. And in your question, what is the best way to interact with someone who lives from places of fear and always goes to the worst case scenario? It's kind of saying you can't really worry about that. You have to focus on yourself and your own energy. And the best way to interact with them would be to put down some boundaries, put down some what might be tough conversations to have with this person, give perhaps some ultimatums based on their actions. If you're living with the person, they need to know where you stand. And this card is saying, think about yourself first and foremost. Kind of like that thing which for some reason has been spoken about so much lately, but when you're in the plane and you're with a toddler, so this person is kind of like the toddler and you're the mother, you have to put on your own mask, right? You have to put on your own mask first. And if you don't, yeah, it's just not going to work out, right? So it's a little, it's a hard one. It's definitely not an easy place. Um, I would say definitely put down some kibosh on this person and let them know how it's making you feel, the way that they're behaving. Okay. Next, um, what is the best way to interact with someone? Oh, I just read that one. Okay, next. Should I rent my house and move to another city for a year? Okay. So for this, we have 8 adjustments. Um, should you move to another city for a year? If you can do it with balancing, I don't see why the fuck not. Yeah, you should go ahead and do that. Fuck it. Go do it. Does it feel right? Is what I would say. I would try and hone in on a place. Maybe we can do a little astrocartography reading. Yep, that's what we should do. I think so. This keeps coming up with the Venus thing. Interesting. Okay. How can I be healthier? We have the Tower, which is 16, and we're in the Mars energy. So, oh boy, I'm going to tell you, time to make some life changes, like big ones, big times. If you don't do it, the universe will do it for you. So, how can you be healthier? Uh, I would choose one thing you want to change, one habit, a big one that's important for you. And I would move forward with that and really, really, really work on changing it. Um, I'm going to say it's going to take you about 90 days to get her done. So you want to do this, whatever it is you're going to do to change the habit or to implement a new habit, 90 days, every day doing it. Now, I will complimentary send you a meditation that you can do based on what you're thinking. So I would say do that meditation every day for 90 days. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm eating too much and have a hard time controlling putting food in my mouth when I have to study. Emotional eating. What should I do, Venus? Hmm. Okay. Here we go. So you have the 8 of Wands and it's reversed. Yeah. So you are putting too much goddamn pressure on yourself, especially creatively. Um, there's a sense of perfectionism happening for you. And that's creating this added pressure. And part of the perfectionism is feeling shame around eating. So we need to relieve the pressure valve, relieve it. I think you know how to do that best. You know how to relieve the pressure valve. But what this card is saying is you are being a perfectionist, and it is creating a whole slew of impulse things. Also, maybe things haven't been going your way, and it's just a coping mechanism. But I would say cut yourself some slack. this time around. Just you can work it off. Get a little chubs, just a little. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to hurt you. Just know that it's a coping mechanism. You're putting too much goddamn pressure on yourself to be a little perfect angel. Just no, don't eat it. You can eat a little snack or two. I'm giving you permission. Give yourself permission. Maybe don't snack on cake every night and Twinkies every night. Maybe some nights eat kimchi or pickles or carrots or grapes or whatever the fuck makes you like. You like it, but it's healthy, you know. Um, and you might also be low on the brain fuel. So I would evaluate your diet in general. Are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough brain food? Maybe try some form of intermittent fasting on a day when you have less to do. Could be a way, a solution. Let me know what you think about that, and I can help you figure some sort of plan. But I would first and foremost tell you, absolutely, just eat the snack. Eat the goddamn snack. Stop being such a perfectionist. Okay. You're working hard. Don't worry about it, honey. All right. Next question. Why is my current lover slash partner rejecting me? Princess of Cups. Okay. I'm laughing. Yes. Okay. So there's a lot to say here, but I'm not going to say a lot at this moment. I'm going to say this. This person is the cups represents love. The princess represents a newness, an innocence, an innocence in love, an uncertainty. There's an uncertainty, an unsure feeling of what to do, how to be, how to move forward. This is the question, to be or not to be. This is the question, to love or not to love. They're afraid. They're just a fucking afraid. That is the clear answer here. So you need to have a talk with them about their fear, the root of what it might be, and how to move forward. Done and done. All right. Now we have, what should I let go of to grow in love this year? Love this question. Very wise. Yes. No. We have death, the death card reversed. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. So for those of you that don't know, the death card represents like a transformative power, right? A regenerative. So I'm going to tell you what to let go of to grow in love. Let go of the fear of death. Straight up, that's first and foremost. I think that's the big one for you. But also there can be something ancestral. So letting go of something with your ancestry or some form of generational trauma. And that could in itself be the fear of death, because that is the human whip that everyone, when they're just trying to be and survive and live. So something surrounding that, letting go of there's some deep form of fear there that's blocking the love for you. All right. Okay. And the more you can let go of it, of course, the more you can love. So when am I going to get my deposit that is 2 weeks late? Or if you need to turn this into yes, no, am I going to get my deposit this week? So, are you going to get your deposit this week? Oh dear. You've received the Wheel of Fortune. Um, and it was reversed, but I don't really know if we need to read it reversed. I mean, um, if we did it, I would say, who has your deposit and start filling out the paperwork to do a court battle. But if we just look at this card as 10, we could just say 10 more days. I'm going to pull another card because you kind of did it in two questions. When am I going to get my deposit that's 2 weeks late? Or am I going to get my deposit this week? I would definitely say start contacting somebody that is a legal advisor of some sort. But now I'm going to pull from the next one. Okay, so we got swords. So we have the 8 of swords. So if I were to just tell you straight up, the swords is kind of the fastest. And if you're doing it by time, and I've gotten multiple questions this week about um, time predictions, which I don't usually do. But because y'all are patrons, kind patrons, long-term patrons, I'm going to do it for you. But I don't have any guarantees. Consider this pure entertainment if you couldn't tell. Okay, so swords fastest. So it could be by tomorrow. If it's not, I would contact a legal somebody or other. What is this deposit? I must know more. All right. What else do we have? So how quickly will I recover from surgery and what can I do to ease the recovery? So how quickly will we have the devil? So if we're looking at the devil, it's 15. So I'm just going to say it's 15 days. And what can you do? Stay away from taboos, for sure. Stay away from that. Do what the doctor orders. You also might want to try out some acupuncture and some forms of preventative medicine on your way in and your way out. And just eating things that are low inflammatory. If you need help looking that kind of thing up, let me know. And then speed. We have the Princess of Discs. So I'm going to say this is going to be not as quick as you want it to be. Will you be on your feet pretty quickly? Yes. But I would say there's going to be some exploring to do with whatever the surgery is. You're going to need to feel it out, and it's going to take some time to feel like you're fully back to normal. But just be patient. It'll clear eventually. All right. Last question. It's a biggie. Should I formally terminate this friendship that we both know isn't sustainable, or leave it be so as not to open old wounds? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to pull another card for you because this card in this deck, I would say it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. If you feel like you need closure, do it. But the end result is going to be the same. So if you prefer to not open old wounds, which personally uh, I would definitely, actually, I don't need to pull another one because I'm getting the message right now. So you don't need to actually talk to them about it. It's time to walk away from it. And what I would do instead is talk to them, but write it in a letter, but don't actually send it to them. Print it out and burn it. Bye. I would say burn it anytime now and between the next 2 weeks. And then you can do like a letting go ceremony on the dark moon. And then do a planting for more wholesome friendships to emerge if you want that, or just healing to emerge might actually be the better thing first. Okay, so everyone, that concludes today's reading. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Thank you to our patrons. It's been great. I hope you got something from this. Always looking for feedback. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Aha. You can just search it on YouTube, or we have the link directly from our website, which is mmaha.com. That's mmmaha.com. If you enjoyed this and you would like to get read by the Birth of Venus, please subscribe and become a patron. We appreciate your support. You can subscribe at patreon.com/mmaha. That's MMMAHA. All right, darlings, there's also links below. Please subscribe if you like. Have a good evening.